Good evening, and thanks for joining me. It was a year ago yesterday that the World Health Organization declared a global pandemic due to COVID-19. And a year ago today, it was our last day of full in-person classes. That afternoon of March 12, we met with the students. Mr. Levigny informed them we'd be going to distance learning for a while, so the curve would flatten, and that we'd be back soon. Little did we really know what the future would hold. In my remarks that day, I drew on Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, and I reminded the students that whatever the situation, we can always choose our response. And what a great response ours has been to the pandemic, through the complications, the difficulty, and the frustration. So many signs of goodness and life and hope and joy here at Xavier. I think of the response and care for our seniors last year, organized by Ms. Gonzalez and Ms. Pasillos and Ms. Sherman, and involving dozens and dozens and dozens of faculty members to make visits to our seniors and celebrate them at their homes. I think of the work of the faculty shifting to distance learning last spring, and our students, and making that work. Something that was quick and different and complicated, yet folks made that work. I think of graduation, when so many schools could not have graduation, and through the hard work of Mr. Lavallo and Ms. Ng and Mr. Levigny, and the goodness of Cardinal Dolan and Monsignor Ritchie at St. Patrick's, we had graduation at St. Patrick's Cathedral, celebrating the class of 2020. And then and now, Xavier alums and parents and family members were out there caring for the sick on the front lines, caring for family members, donating for COVID relief, honoring our dead, providing summer programs via Zoom and other distance learning methods for our students. Mr. Massey, Mr. Dinelli, Colonel Kelly, so many others. Retrofitting the technology so we could have good hybrid instruction. Mr. Avila working on owls for classrooms and new computers and tablets for the faculty. Mr. Ford leading the COVID coordinating committee so we could be safe and driven by the science. First Friday Masses via Zoom, and Father Keenan celebrating those Masses that for so many decades were a tradition at Xavier and connecting folks to the prayer and to the sacraments. It was a response that doubled down on community, on care for one another. It was a response that showed resiliency even through struggles and difficulty and, in many cases, real trauma. In my first Fireside chat, and it was a delight to stay connected with you through those chats last year, I spoke about consolation and desolation, and about looking for God's presence in the events of our lives and the people of our lives, even in difficult times. And the joy that that can bring to us, the joy of finding God in the midst of the struggle. For me, as I think through the last year, there's certainly been times of desolation, times of difficulty and challenge and struggle, particularly as I looked at the struggles of others. But there have also been real times of consolation. God very much present in the outreach, in the good word, in the email, in the call, in the visit, even through the social distance, and in the great efforts to keep one another safe. I think as we continue this journey through Lent and as we mark this anniversary, it's an invitation to us to look back over the last year, to find God in the midst, to enter into those experiences, celebrate them, relish them even, for the goodness of our God walking with us, even through difficult times, even through complications, even through pandemic. Opportunities for joy, opportunities for grace, opportunities for gratitude. This hope, I have every confidence, that we will be back together strong come September. And I look forward to that with you. And I look forward to alumni events and parent events and those real reconnections. In order to do that, we need to continue to do the right thing. Vigorous washing of hands, social distancing, wearing masks, and getting vaccinated. And I encourage you all to continue those good practices and get vaccinated as soon as possible. I was in the church for Mass this morning, as I often am during the school year, and as I do each day, prayed in thanksgiving for you, for the sons of Xavier, and for your families. Let's continue to hold one another in prayer. Let's continue to double down on our love and care for one another. It's good to be with you. Sons of Xavier, keep marching.